I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script every scene. These from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang the regime. I'm from Potty Green.
What's good, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back out again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. Either one of two things happened in the game last night between the Hornets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, one, either these Cavaliers are literally the best team in the history of the NBA, or two, these Hornets are about to be garbage for another full season. It is possible that we see some pretty decent growth out of this Hornets team. We got some young players, we got some dudes who are still developing, and we have a coach in EMBARRASS who's still trying to figure out what his rotation is going to be. Who can he really trust? He even said the day before the game he wanted to see a little bit more out of PJ Washington. Now keep in mind, this is not a team or a coach who tries to focus on singling dudes out, saying they need to be better, criticizing players publicly. But he did speak PJ Washington's name specifically in the press, and he was not wrong. But I cannot blame this whole game on PJ Washington. This game between the Hornets and the Cavs was false advertisement. Now, I thought, seeing the Cavs being down 4 players, and I'm pretty sure 3 of those were starters, at least, I assumed this will be a very easy game. We'd see Showtime 2.0 on the court with Lonzo, Terry, Gordon Hayward, PJ. To some extent, we would see even Miles Bridges maybe make that next step on the squad. Cody Zeller hurt his left wrist in the game, did not come back. But this Cavs team was so disrespectful, they did not even give us a chance to even pretend that we had a shot in this game. The final score is nowhere even near indicative of how bad these Hornets got smacked by the Cavs. 114-121 makes it seem like it was semi-competitive. And if you're in a game and you're semi-competitive with the Cleveland Cavaliers, you already know what kind of team you are. Let's not even get into that. First quarter, it was pretty sloppy on both sides. We saw turnovers, we saw bad plays, we saw guys on both sides trying to force steals and passing lanes, over pursuing and getting beat backdoor almost consistently. And I was taking notes early in the game. I was like, okay, well, PJ's right here in the passing lane trying a little bit too hard. That's not going to work out long term. Now I see Lonzo not rotating on defense, and when there's a lot of ball movement, he is never in position. Now I'm looking at Miles, and he's not covering the corner 3, and they're getting very easy corner, and they're getting very easy corner 3s right now. And I realized every single thing I said about one player, I can say about literally every single other player on defense. This team's defense is just not good. We do not know how to rotate when there's any kind of ball movement. There's so much confusion. Guys don't know where they're going to be at. They don't know how to switch. They're either playing too far out or too close to the block, covering those corner 3s, and they're just wide open. And don't even get me started on the offensive scheme. It seemed like what Borrego was talking about, getting a 10-man rotation, trying to go super deep down the bench. A lot of teams don't do that, and we found out why. We're trying to run this very high, fast-paced offense that wants to get up and down the court. But when you're just sprinting down court, dribbling the ball for 2 seconds, and then just chunking up a 3 for no reason and missing almost every single time, you're going to have problems. But when you find yourself blindly driving in the lane, gathering, and now you're up in the air, you can't pass out, and you're in a really bad position to take a shot, you have to force it up there, and you miss time after time after time. That offensive scheme is just not going to work. I can't even just pinpoint one player. I mean, I could talk about dudes' percentages. PJ Washington did not play good at all. I was not impressed with his defense. His offense wasn't there. Miles Bridges, 0 for 5, I think it was, from 3. Nobody on this Hornets roster looked good last night outside of the 2 ex-Celtics, Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier. Terry went 10 of 16 from 3. So you would assume that if one guy goes 10 of 16 from 3, then the team's 3-point percentage would have to be even somewhere near respectable, right? Wrong. This team shot like 38% from 3, because outside of Terry Rozier going 10 for 16 and Gordon Hayward going 50% 4 for 8. Looking at PJ Washington going 0 for 1. Cody Zeller going 0 for 2. Miles Bridges, like I said earlier, going 0 for 5. Devontae Graham, a player we all respect and know could have been one of the most improved players or the most improved player in the National Basketball Association last year, going 2 for 9. One player goes 50%. The other goes bonkers. 10 for 16 from 3 alone. Terry Rozier, Scary Terry. People were roasting us for the deals we gave Terry and Gordon Hayward. Turns out, so far this season, it's only been one game. Those are the only 2 players who deserve to be getting paid so far. The only 2 who even remotely earned their paycheck for the first game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Collin Sexton, one of the best players of all time, apparently. Andre Drummond, one of the best big men of all time, apparently. Now, I can't sit here and talk about Miles Bridges like he's garbage because, I don't know. This man led the team in rebounds at 6. Miles Bridges led the Hornets in rebounds. Not that really matters because the Cavs, even without Kevin Love, killed us on the boards. Larry Nance Jr. and Andre Drummond had the most convenient rebounds at 13 and 14 because they also had 13 and 14 points. If you are a big man who actually uses their body down low, you will have a field day on this Hornets team. But it's not just you. If you are any player who can shoot a 3, you will have a field day on this Hornets team. But it's not just you. If you are a slasher who can get past the first man, the first line of defense, and get to the paint, you will have a field day against these Hornets. The only players who have a shot at getting stopped are the guys who take mid-range jumpers. I'm looking at this Cavs roster up and down, and there is no reason why Darius Garland and Collin Sexton should be cooking us like this. It's plain ridiculous. And I'm not even sure if it's a coaching issue. They just played bad. Watching this game felt like I was looking at 2 uncles who were playing pickup basketball at the park, and they picked their 3 little nephews who can't play, and they went against an actual 5 who plays together and got smacked. But even that isn't really an excuse because the 5 you played against at the park was the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay? And I bet you thought I was going to go this whole video without mentioning Melo. No. Melo was garbage. But I will admit, I was one of the people who was dumb enough to believe that Melo would be an instant star and instantly becomes a double-double machine. I'm talking 10, 12 points, 10, 12 assists. A dude who can really help out there. And his defense wasn't horrible. It was bad. It was bad. But you can tell he wants to defend. You can see that there's effort in the way he moves on defense. He's just not that good defensively, but he wants to play, which I really can't say about everyone else on this Hornets team. So, look, we got smacked by the Cavs. Apparently, Collin Sexton is one of the best players of all time. Andre Drummond, better than Shaq, better than Kareem. Apparently, you might want to go ahead and hit up Vegas, drop a cool hundo, maybe even a band on this Cavs team, putting in some work in the postseason. Because that's how they looked against us. And I thought we looked good this year. So I got for you, man. More Hornets videos coming very, very soon. I'm probably going to do every single game this year. But like I said, that's all I got for you. Let me know all your thoughts about the Hornets, this game, this Cavs team, and PJ, Devontae, Scary Terry, Gordon Hayward, all these dudes. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.